you saw the second one, it came out much more better than the first, and we were very much happy. And immediately after those, we have had a gay person. Leonard got crazy because he was explaining how he used his fingers in his butt
Hectic.
until
Yeah.
he came, right? So
Guys, don't
that's some
react.
crazy
Stop
shit,
it.
but that's the reality.
You guys are so bad. Okay, yeah.
You know, so and because I'm that curious,
Mm.
I went on. I was like, I've got gay friends. I'm like, Eju, I was interviewing this person.
Yeah.
So Brian said this and this and this. Is it true? And then the guy was like, yeah, it's true. In as much as for women it's called squirting, there's a term also for my OT because their G-spot is in the butt. I just forgot what the name, what the term is.
Oh, sorry. The
But yeah.
reactions. Okay. What's up, everybody? My name is Balasa Pacha, better known as Miss Mona Lisa herself. Welcome to the Mams podcast. Wow, yo, ngathi nabakoko, honestly speaking.
I might as well be.
Guys, wow. Welcome to the Movies Podcast. My name is, of course, Balasa Pacho. Yet again, we are, of course, at Step to Light Studios. And today, my guest is...
DJ Touch.
Yes. So today is a very good day, and because you are here, so one thing I love, you are a person that's in my field, ne?
Yeah.
So whatever I'm doing, you understand. Whatever I say, I'm speaking your language.
Yeah, yeah.
Ane?
Mhm.
Yeah. First thing, who's Touch? What does Touch do? What are you all about?
Touch's real name is Thabo Mputi,
Okay.
right? And I do quite a lot of things in the media space. One, I'm a radio broadcaster.
Yes.
I'm a podcaster. I'm an MC, a voiceover artist, and still learning to be a DJ. So I'll get there in
That's
due time.
nice. That's nice. That's nice. The DJ Touch. How did the name come?
So originally, when I started, I started with music,
Okay.
right? And then I realized after listening to myself, nah, man, guys, I'm gonna be a local artist forever.
Yeah.
Then
yeah.
because in that particular studio I was the youngest to ever record a song, then the guy called me Young Blood. Then I started by the name Young Blood. After a while I was like, man, I can't be 40 30 doing radio then I still call myself Young Blood. I need
Yeah.
to switch things up. Then
Yeah.
obviously because your friends, my name being Thabo, they will call you Tibo Touch. I'm like, Tibo Touch is already there, Tibos is already there. And then I had the name Touch, but it sounded too plain.
Yeah.
So I was like, I'm a radio DJ, so why not take the DJ and the touch, and it became DJ Touch.
Nice. That was actually very smooth. Has anybody ever told you that your voice is so
Is it?
has a thing?
I don't know. My voice changes. I think it depends.
Sometimes sometimes it can be smooth, and then sometimes even so deep, and I'm just like, oh my god, Touch. Literally, when I listen to your show, I feel like it goes up and down.
Yeah. I think that's what, we taught, especially when it comes to radio, because
Yes.
one, your emotions need to be intact, and also in correspondence with your tone. You can't be maybe announcing good news with a low voice, and you can't also be doing a drive time show with the same voice you'd be doing a Sunday show. So I think we learn there on how to make use of the voice.
Radio, podcasting.
Yeah.
How does this work for you? How are they benefiting? Do you find any challenges tapping from one to the other?
Not really.
Okay.
Not really. I think me doing both of them is actually beneficial to me and my brand, because on radio there's regulations. So on radio you're not as free as you are on the podcast. Like now I can swear and it's not really a problem. I can express myself freely, it's not really a problem. But on radio you need to look at the target of the station, and also what level low I'll have to the cons, because once you do that then you're risking your own job.
Kind of which station are you at?
I'm at Pheli FM.
Pheli FM.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's where my journey started actually.
Nice. So unna Pheli.
Yes.
Okay. Do they give like training when you start up? Or
There
did they give
is
you
there
any?
is regular trainings, because
Okay.
spanning. There's workshops which we attend. They're
Yes.
teaching you a lot of things about radio, the music you're playing, who you're speaking to, how to use your voice. There's just a lot that we're learning, about the background of radio from the past to how it is right now, and also making use of the social media platforms, the online platforms that we have,
Yeah.
with regards to the radio that we're doing.
Tell me a bit about your show. What does it consist of? What goes on? I know it's a 3, right?
Yeah.
But what do you do on it?
It's a drive time show.
Okay.
So it's one of the most busiest show on the station, one of the biggest. I'd like to say, I'd like to believe. So it's we speaking to that person who's from Gila, who's from Kospaneng, who's driving
Rush
home
hour.
after a long day. The boss was an ass the whole day, so they just want some good
Yeah.
music. They just want some good conversations before they actually arrive home. Batlo nna le familia bona. So it's just a busy show, lots of good music, lots of conversations as well. But we also try and make sure that it's an easy, chilled show. We're not making it complicated. So it's all fun and games on the show.
How is it working at a station though? Like vibe, environment wise, do you have good relationships with, of course, your co-hosts and stuff?
It's the best one for me, right? And I don't think I would choose any other thing,
Yeah.
right, besides being on radio, because it's more like you're doing what you love. So sometimes I'll feel as if I get there, I discuss with my producer on what's happening on the show. They give me the script. I go there, I play the music that the compiler has lined up for me. I interact with my co-host, and it's just nice because we also know each other on a personal level.
Yeah.
So he would sometimes attack me with something that's personal, the same way I would attack him with something that's personal.
Yeah.
But we always find a way to move around that, since we're both professionals.
So we can say that being on radio actually groomed you to be the character that you are namhlanje, as bold as you are as well, you know? Because you mentioned MCing, DJing, that's a lot.
It is quite a lot. Because when I started radio, I was still in high school. So I was doing my grade 9. And I went there, said, "Exe, I've done some acting classes," because I used to do acting before.
Yeah.
So I've done a couple of acting classes, but I left it because I felt, okay, that is not my number one passion. So I want to try out this radio thing. I don't have any experience. Then they were like, okay, cool, come through Saturday 7 o'clock, and then I was there. So that's how the journey started. And in the very same year, was Gila, since I was doing my grade 9, I then went on to stand for presidency. So I was the school president and started radio on the very same year. So that built my confidence to a point whereby I then later was able to stand Mobilabatu and speak to them. Because my first crowd, when I was actually standing for presidency, was Gila, it was about 1.1 kids.
That's a lot.
So I was shaking,
Yo.
but after more, I learned how to face the audience. I learned how to, interact with them and engage with them when I'm on stage.
Now that you're mentioning confidence, right? I feel like it's something that a lot of young people lack.
Yeah.
And we could say it's something that also pushes them back in terms of starting something, like how we ventured into starting our own podcasts, right? And we could say that we've also been there in terms of starting a bit to say, okay, maybe if I touch into this, will it work or not, If we were to implement a partnership between both podcasts or even Pheli, if so, to say we are going to schools and empowering young people as we once were, to say this is how you can be a better person, work on your confidence, give them that a bit of a boost to say, okay, 1, 2, 3 can help you going further, and I'm saying this because now, of course, when they progress to being individuals as we are, as confident as we may be, they may lack that when they reach that particular age. Do you think that would maybe go a long way?
I think it will. It will do a lot of great help to the young ones, because the thing is, people look at us, and I'm gonna speak for myself actually.
Yes.
People look at me and think, oh, this guy has that confidence, And it turns out I was not born like this. Like I did say that on the first time game I was staging, I was very shy.
Yes.
But I had to build myself. I had to, watch some videos. I had to learn certain things.
Yeah.
I had to do my research on how to do radio and how to speak in front of people for me to be this confident. I'm still very much shy, just that I can hide it well sometimes, right? So that confidence sometimes Tansui fake nyana. Then they say fake it until you make it.
Yeah.
They're not saying fake your lifestyle, but you fake that confidence until you feel like you have it.
Absolutely.
So that people believe that you have the confidence. And once people see that you have the confidence, even the approach is different. Unlike when you approach someone that is, maybe quiet and shy. So I think
so
if we
true.
do that, we can definitely change lives.
Nah. I've been thinking about this for quite some time. It's just now that we're actually touching on it, I feel like it's a pressing matter that I need to attend to very quickly. Because I'm looking at, an example. Jody. Jody's a part of my crew, right?
Yeah.
But Jody's the shyest person on my crew. He's very shy. They're very opinionated, as you, of course, has experienced them since you got here. Because, wow. Thank you so. Wow. Wow. He's experienced you guys already. And Jody is the shyest of everybody.
Yeah.
But now, Jody will speak to me and confidently. And sometimes when he speaks to me and it's just the two of us, I'll wish that maybe confidence could be the confidence that he has throughout, even when we're all together as a crew or in public with other people. Not just coop it up to say, okay, I'm comfortable with Mona Lisa. I can talk everything with Mona Lisa, which he does. I think we've built a very strong brother and sister relationship, and that can either break or make a person because now he needs to be exposed to more. Hence the idea of actually going to school by school could work because time is not it, guys, and you could say right now, as a person that went to Pheli to say, okay, I don't have the experience, but they gave you the platform, which built you today, which is great.
And also something about not having confidence or not showing it. Sometimes you lose out on opportunities because of you could not speak.
Yeah.
And it starts galuzenyani. They owe you 1 rand go taxi. You're afraid to tell the taxi driver, like, say, I want my 1 rand change. Hence it becomes difficult when you sit with your fellow friends or your colleagues to say, I have this idea. I think it might work. If it's stupid, it's stupid. But maybe we can have an idea around what you had initially and work around it and find something better, improve on it. But once you don't have that much confidence, it'll kawata ko pele.
Let's touch on your podcast. What is it about, Gonji?
Yeah, that's the naughty podcast.
Yeah, I knew. I've watched the episodes and I'm just like, I think you had in Tawi.
Yeah.
The things she was saying, I was like, okay, but tell us.
So the podcast initially, it's called the DJ Touch Podcast.
Yes.
The focus is on relationships, sex, and intimacy.
Yes.
Right? And now expanding more into friendships and all the other kind of talks that we need to have about life.
Yes.
But mostly the focus was on sex. And the reason for that is we talk about sex, man. In as much as we all can say here, how many? 6, I think. We can say, no, man, I don't watch porn. But when you go into porn, you realize that there's a lot of viewers
True,
porn. But nobody will say, no, you watch porn.
Yeah, they don't admit.
But then the truth is people watch that. People talk about it. People indulge in certain talks. But we're just not free to talk about them. Right? So I was like, okay, why not talk about this thing, but call someone who is experienced, in as much as we have the informal talk about it, but we also have the formal background about whatever topic that we have. So Ntabi was the first person I thought of. And when we sat down, we shot the first episode, but the sound was not really that perfect.
Yeah.
So when we shot the second one, it came out much more better than the first, and we were very much happy. And immediately after those, we have had a gay person. Leonard got crazy because he was explaining how he used his fingers in his butt until he came, right? So that's some crazy
Stop
shit,
it.
but that's the reality.
You guys are so bad. Okay, yeah.
So, and because I'm that curious, I went on, I was like, I've got gay friends. So I'm like, Eju, I was interviewing this person.
Yeah.
So Brian said this and this and this. Is it true? And then the guy was like, yeah, it's true. In as much as for women it's called squirting, there's a term also for my OT because their G-spot is in the butt. I just forgot what the name, what the term is.
Oh, sorry. The
But
reactions. Okay.
You know. So for any other gent that would like to try it out there, I would advise you to try it out, man. So
To see if your G spot is
yeah,
active
nah, I'm fine. I'm
or what.
cool. I don't want to try it out, but I'll hear from other people.
Yeah.
So if Bosia wanna try it out, then why not? I mean,
Yeah.
so maybe you wanna explore sometimes, you know. And the third episode, which is the last one we've dropped, is a lesbian. And then Luyana, she was also explaining. Her name is Genos. She was also explaining that she's always been interested in women from good primary school. How wana bashimana naseda, but how wana wanyana nashiana metamara, right? And also getting deep into the sex, yeah, the lesbians, because we always wonder, but how do they do it? Because there's no penetration.
Yeah.
But she spoke and elaborated on the positions that they're using,
Toys.
on the toys that they're using, the stimulation, and how everything is working out. So this is someone that is experiencing that particular thing, telling us how it is.
Hectic.
Soon I've got this guest that is confirmed, nah? Between you and I.
Okay.
It's a gay guy when you're going to after 9. So we'll be exposing him after 9.
Hectic. That's gonna be an epic episode.
Ay, bola tile. It means you've done something. I got no
How?
sugar.
Imagine. God, but this is work, guys. Yeah,
We're
but
exposing that.
okay, yes,
The same way
I get it.
Droop Droop is exposing people that are doing, you know, certain things. I'm also fixing
He's also
the cunt.
fixing the cunt. That's hectic.
Crazy.
Being cheated on or being cheated on by the same gender as your husband.
It's better being cheated on by a man, not a woman.
Hmm?
I just
So-
said that. I
You're saying
genuinely,
you'd rather
I
have
generally just said that.
Mr. Sunshine cheat on you
Did you just
with another
you
man?
guys exposing my relationship? Okay,
so you
fine.
want you and your husband to have a morning competition?
No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying pain thing will be less if it's a man.
I don't think so. Imagine now, but on time moto how him screaming, him moaning, him groaning.
No,
Yo,
guys, it's better.
I think for
It's
gents
better.
it's much more easier. Bauchite like a guy girl.
Guys, just focus. Thank you.
Unlike with women, for women it hits harder.
Mm.
But with us, a gent, Palesa has a friend. Can Palesa's friend is actually Palesa's side, while we in a relationship. Can be
Yeah.
So it's
yeah.
very much possible.
Hence, I'm saying, nah, I wouldn't mind if I were to find out that Mr. Sunshine is cheating, but with a man. It would be better. In fact, it will make me feel better, unlike with a woman. Like, my pride does not agree.
So means that feel late.
Yes. That would be, I would sleep better at night, honestly. Like, think about it, guys. Firstly, you go home to your wife every night from work. It's smooth, everything's nice.
Yeah.
Like, look at it. The sight of seeing another man on her, or the sight of seeing another woman.
Which is a normal thing which has been done for years.
Exactly.
But now think about your man with another man.
Okay, don't make me think of the sight of that. But I'm just saying that it would be
The
best.
first time you made,
No, guys. But anyway, I said what I said with my chest. Is better.
And then once you find out, you can't ask, oh, what is it that he has that I don't have? 'Cause
You
it's clear.
can't. Exactly.
He has a dick.
Because there's no what does. I get it. It's like when they cheat on you. Like, think of the frustrations of women. What does she have that I don't have? What do you see in her? Blah,
And then
blah,
they will
blah.
tell you that, okay, this one is this way, when you're this way.
Exactly.
But now
They
imagine
know
if it's
I
a
feel
man.
less. It's a man. Oh.
You would wish to have Entotolozi as well.
Just go to Mhlanga.
Oh my god. Anyway, touch as you are
Yeah.
saying. Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that is the plan with the podcast. I
Yeah.
haven't shot in a long time,
Mm-hmm.
right? And because podcasting is not really easy,
Yes.
right? So everything that we put our minds on and try start doing, it's not easy.
Yeah.
You know, so I've faced some couple of challenges with the podcast, but the plan is to go back shooting.
Mm-hmm.
And once I do that, I want to be consistent. I don't want to shoot today, drop 2 episodes, then I have to wait again for 6 months. So I want the moment I start dropping,
You'll be
and then
consistent.
I'm consistent.
Yeah. I think that's the best route to take in this case because, guys, at the end of the day, we live for content, you know, and we are in tune with social media to such an extent that you can't not post every day. You can't not wake up to shoot as we are every week. We're here. Trust me, they don't even want to wake up most of the time, but we are here
You have to.
shooting. You understand what I mean? So it's a matter of saying time, dedication, hard work, let's push. You know, as much as we might rather be doing other things, you know, like we see about our next door. Honestly, think about it. Just
Because
imagine.
once you're out of sight, then you're also out of mind. People forget about you.
Exactly. And you can't drop the ball.
You can't. You
Yeah.
can't afford to.
But now, how has Pheli done or said anything about your podcast? Are they in tune with it?
With my podcast.
Mm-hmm.
I remember my producer asked if I have a podcast, and then he asked what it was about. I told him, and then he just laughed, and we moved over it. I think
Yeah.
they are aware because they know everything I post. Like they,
Yeah.
you know, they follow their presenters like that. If they are aware, they haven't said anything to me, right? And I'm just glad for that because other stations will tell you that, ish, but usinyalibzela station because you are known as a presenter at Pheli FM.
yeah.
Therefore, you remove everything or you lose your job.
So they didn't see it like that.
If they have seen my videos, of which I think they have.
Yes, they have.
Yeah, so I'm just glad that I still have my job. I still have the podcast at the same time.
Okay. MCing, I see a lot of your content. You're elsewhere, hosting. How has that been for you?
MCing has been amazing, right?
It's not scary.
When you get there, it is.
Okay.
Because you still, but here's what I do. If they're saying event starts at 12, I make sure that I'm there on time.
Okay.
Then I get to study and learn my audience. That, okay, if they're vibing with this piano, it means they can be a bit of fun. But if they playing piano or you're playing your hip hop, they're not vibing banzefats, then it means I have to work 10 times harder. You know, and it gets to a point whereby I always say good event then when I'm going there to MC that I need a cordless mic. You know, and you preach about that so much that it doesn't happen a lot. So I then later got myself cordless mics to a
Yeah.
point whereby when I MC I carry 2 mics with me. It's more like a TV show now because get MC here, then I come to you, I give you the mic. I
Yeah.
interact with you, I move from you, I go to that other corner to speak to them. That way you can build that audience. It is scary, but once you've studied and learned your audience, it's easy to speak to them.
You're quite effective. Like, I make MCing G makes me so nervous, and I will tell you why. Nigga Limpopo the other day, it was an event there when one of the DJs Makam. I don't know, guys. I've never MC'd in my life, right? But tuko mahayeng, and now balwela abanya go tsena entrance 50. But as I've never seen people that's fought like this in life until the entrance became 30. That's when the crowd was like, and I've been on stage the whole time because at the end of the day, I still need to drive them to want to come in. You know, there I am. I was with Thabo Mukiri. As I'm with Thabo, he's a hype man. You know, his energy is off the roof, and I wasn't really familiar with MCing until I actually saw how he was doing, and in that space, he was interacting a lot with audience, hyping them and hyping me. That made me relax more. You know, I feel like after that one shot of being with him, it's something that I don't possibly think I can forget now. I have, in fact, another booking, and just because of the second booking, it tells me that okay, maybe there's potential in that. You know, whoever booked me probably saw that okay, no, cool, this person, akabareka in that field. Yeah. So now DJing, how do we balance that?
So with DJing, it's something I've always loved.
Okay.
You know, but like the previous guest you had 47 said that you ask people about DJ, yeah, but it's not really, you know, what they
Yes.
agreeing to. right?
Yes.
So you do that for the longest time in about 2 years. So my plan was I'm gonna learn myself the same way he did. I'm gonna go to YouTube.
Yes.
Whoever is gonna come and help me afterwards will be, helping me. Ke tla ba leboga, but at least I have started. So what I've been doing now is I've been playing R&B and soul. I can play a bit of house, deep house, but I'm still learning more because eventually I wanna hop into hip hop and play hip hop.
Is mixing hard?
I think mixing, as long as you know your BPMs and you can match them, then you can outro your song, and you play with your pitch until like they're in sync. Then it's not that hard, but it depends also on the genre that you're playing.
Okay, so there's a rush on the DJing field now.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody wants to be a DJ, you know,
Mm.
and I think the way you mix, the way you set everything separates you from the crowd.
Yeah.
And I'm saying this because every hand wants to be waffles. You understand what I'm trying to say? And it's becoming so crowded. The way it is more music, the same way podcasting is now. Everybody wants to have a podcast. I think, hence I'm saying, the way you mix, the way you outline everything separates you from the rest of the crowd. The same way with podcasting, your consistency will separate you from everybody else.
Mm-hmm.
To say, okay, this person doesn't drop the ball, and
yeah.
now you are touching on everything, emceeing. It's a lot on your plate, but I feel like the way you've been executing everything makes you really stand out, especially your show. Like I listen, I'll be honest,
Thank you.
I think my head at this point is programmed because you post about it a lot. The other day I think you were posting that people can advertise on the station.
Yeah.
And in my head I'm like, okay, 3:00. Okay, cool. Kana, who was working there as well? Panama Grisa.
Mm-hmm.
Was he a co-host?
No, he was actually doing a show before mine. He was doing lunch and I'm doing drive.
Oh, I'll be honest. I was so heartbroken when he left the station. Where is he now, Conch? I think true.
UFM.
UFM.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Because I saw his recent post. But in my head, I'm like, I wonder what happened because he was doing such a great job.
He was, yeah.
And people loved him for what he did because I think he also has a podcast. Kanja, what's his podcast?
Straight Talk.
The Straight Talk.
Yeah.
I spoke to him last and he was, I think, mentioning equipment or what. But that is one podcast that is also going to escalate. Simply because of his target as well. Because I think he had Man's Heart on it. Man's Not Hard. He had
Doobie Man.
Yeah.
He had Reese's young brother.
Exactly. Like all these people,
Yeah.
he knows his target. He knows the kind of people that he wants to bring to the podcast as well. And he knows how to engage. So that makes it work absolutely in his favor, right? Where do you think you want to see yourself like 5-10 years from now? Where do you see DJ Touch, whether it's in production, whether it's you're DJing, you're emceeing, you're podcasting, because you do a lot. And opportunities can come from every angle all at once.
True.
Then your life is going to spin. But where do you want to see yourself?
Before I answer your question, I
Okay.
think I want to touch a bit on doing everything in the industry.
Okay.
Right? A lot of people die poor because of, if you do one thing, then like one income is never enough for a
Yes.
black person.
Absolutely.
Right? Hence, I'm saying for someone 1925, get something else to do on the side. It's the same thing for us. If you are a TV presenter, you're doing TV commercials, the other day you want to be a DJ, let's allow people to do that because they're securing the bag for themselves. As long as they're not out there hurting people, robbing people of their hardware, like their money, then it's okay. The pie is big for all of us, man. Like we can go into podcasting bobotle, and as long as there's something that sets you apart, like you said, otlo jamo podcasting.
True.
Same way, there's a lot of DJs, there's a lot of everything. There's a lot of teachers, there's a lot of nurses, there's a lot of lawyers, but we're still going there, bobotle. So why do we then have to attack those that are doing it in the media industry? So for me, in a couple of years, the plan is to grow and become consistent, right? Leave an impact, leave a mark more at home, but also personally be at a level whereby I'm happy at all points. The plan is to go commercial in terms of radio. I've been with community for 7 years, right? When I started, it was 2016, and I was doing just one day early this year, I got an offer for Pheli FM to say we want you to do the afternoon drive, which is something I worked hard for the whole 7 years, right? So when someone sees it, but that's a small thing, that's a small achievement.
It's
but
a
for me,
big
it took me 7 years.
achievement. Yo.
You understand?
Yeah.
So I feel I've been here for quite some time. I've learned. I'm still learning, but then it's time to move to greater heights. So the plan is to go commercial, and if an opportunity comes and says we want you to host the TV show, I'm not gonna say "Ish, mara batho ba tlo reng, ke etsa everything.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be there hosting.
Yes.
If an idea, something comes and says we want you to become a voiceover artist for this particular brand, it's gonna play on TV or it's gonna play on radio, I'm there because I'm doing what I love, and also we gotta secure the bag.
Personally, I can't wait for you to shoot again. Like, you doing King sex talk is a trending matter currently, you know, and some people need education or the position. Yes, yeah.
Oh, we see.
For your gender as well, you know. But you get what guys, you get what I'm saying. Okay.
Oh.
Okay. I think no, guys, like don't be like that. I have gay friends.
No, we're not discriminating, but we are not gay.
See ya.
My best friend is bisexual.
It'll go both. Wait
She
till
has a
the
boyfriend
universe.
and a girlfriend.
Listen, the universe is like.
Yes.
"Grr."
Do they know each other?
No.
What's your best friend's name?
You're going to terrify. Imagine.
Her girlfriend is in Ndebele, her boyfriend is Songa, and she's colored.
Okay, that's enough.
A lot of
Can we
admin.
also attach his picture so that people know Sia's best friend?
Huh?
She
He
know,
will.
she
He
expects
would.
that my picture
He's
should
the
know
one
herself.
editing. He will not do that.
Oh.
He will not do that.
No, but
See ya.
I mean, you can post on the page.
If you can hear me, she's coming for me already.
Okay, that's good.
Hectic. Aye, boo.
Oh, coming.
Your aye, boo. Your sense of humor, Jehovah. Guys,
Stupid.
rest. Hey, but anyway, thank you so much for coming, Taj.
Thank you very much. for
I think
having
I'm one person. Like, since we've been friends, ne? There's certain people, guys, that I look at and I'm like, I love what you're doing. And we talk a lot on this to say what you're doing is something that is going far, you know? And even though we are in the same field, we've never been a matter of competition. It's always been a matter of growth
Yes.
going forward.
Yeah.
And you coming to my podcast, the same way I would like to come to yours, even though it's
Yeah,
It's
you will come.
fine.
Please come.
fine. It's okay. You know, it's fine. I don't mind, you know.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, it's education and we live for content. We need to push content. In order for us to see ourselves where we want to be 5-10 years from now, we need to push.
Yeah.
You know, who would you like to work with, future preferences wise?
I was thinking about that
Okay.
as I was seated there. And there's just people that I feel, in terms of radio,
Yes.
there's people I feel are good, right? Not really see myself working with them,
Okay.
but it's people that I feel I'm kind of looking up to them because
Yes.
of how they push in the culture.
Yes.
So in terms of radio, I follow a lot of DJ Sebi. He's currently doing the breakfast go Metro.
Okay.
I follow a lot of Fresh, you know, and it's just not a lot of them that I follow. But I've then decided to also just listen to every station.
Yeah.
I listen to everyone because
Same.
there's always something to learn from any person that is out there. In terms of podcasting, man, I'm a chiller.
Yeah, we'll chill.
I'm a diehard chiller. So
yeah.
in terms of podcasting, it would be that, right? But I'm still open to more podcasting.
Yes,
The same
yes.
way I watch your podcast, the same
Yeah.
way I watch Straight Talk. You know,
Yeah.
I'm all about support and I'm all about learning as much as I can because I can learn a lot from you. I'm learning a lot from you that I can use on my podcast.
Yes.
You know, the same way I'm learning from any other podcast or any other presenter that's out there
Yeah.
or any other DJ. Sometimes I can go, I have this other friend of mine who's a DJ, Mas International. He's a very good hip hop DJ.
Yeah.
He's one that can play a gospel song now at Laleso Lemoholo, then play hip hop song immediately after that one. Go switch to Kwaito and So I go with him to his gigs.
Yeah.
Hadla like yema da level. That is me learning. So
Exactly.
that's the one person I also look up to. Hore. And he's also not haniga information.
Yeah.
Right? So
Those are wise people.
so those are people that I make sure that I surround myself with, and I'm open to anything. I have a
Wow.
friend who's also into acting, so whenever he has got something, he also comes and bounces off some few ideas. The same way Lena, when he says, "I want to know this guy already, I'm gonna teach him," it's the same thing, but we're making sure that the knowledge is passing on.
Yeah. You've said a mouthful, and I feel like even the next person that will possibly want to step into your shoes, they have grasped on the fact that you start somewhere.
Yeah.
You don't. I mean, you spent 7 years in radio, and here you are, Manja. You're on literally rush hour. That's rush hour. That's such a busy time, and it's something that you really worked hard for.
Yes.
Look at the results of your hard work. And one thing that I actually love is the fact that they gave you a platform. Like, I don't like people that are easy to say no, but they gave you a platform to actually prove yourself, which you did. Then you started a podcast, which is a lot.
Yes.
Looking at other things that you also do, and of course, at the end of the day, we all learn, we all grow. From one point to another, there's growth throughout.
Yeah, there has to be.
Yeah. But where can people find you on social media?
On social media, on Facebook, it is DJ Touch SA. On
Yes.
TikTok, Instagram, Threads, and Twitter, it's at DJ Touch SA _.
Do you think we're using branding to our best capabilities?
We are, but we can do better.
Ne? Yeah, I'm glad you agree. Thank you so much for making time to come. I know you live very far.
I'm glad I came.
I'm putting cancel guys. Taba killed me at this point because I was literally up at 1 a.m. and I'm like, should I call Touch? I think I texted you got 2 ne?
You texted God too, and I think I texted Vosi at
Yeah.
1:30, and he responded as well.
Guys, I was panicking.
So I was like, yeah, people don't sleep.
Yo, I think I've also this is one person that I really stress out. So if I'm awake, chances he's also awake because I'm sharing my stress. There's no way I'm doing it alone, But
Yeah.
thank you so much. Don't, guys. Their sense of humor.
No, she
stop
shares.
it.
She cares, man.
Stop
Yeah,
it.
it's not curious. So when is that time of the month? Who shall she share?
Sienna, stop it. Guys, stop it.
With him.
Sunshine. Sunshine. Anyway, thank you so much, Tash.
Thank
I
you
really
very much.
appreciate it. Let's not stop here. Let's continue working. Let's continue pushing.
Definitely.
My name is, of course, Balasapaka, better known as Miss Mona Lisa herself. Today, my guest was, of course, DJ Touch. You can catch him every day?
Yeah, every weekday
Every weekday at 3
to 7.
to 7. The name of the show?
Capital Drive.
Capital Drive. And, of course, your podcast at
The DJ Touch podcast.
the DJ Touch podcast. On social platforms, DJ Touch SA and underscore.
Yeah.
Also, and after underscore, after SA,
Underscore. Yeah.
All
then
right.
That's it.
My name is, of course, Balasapaka, better known as Miss Mona Lisa herself. We are at Step to Life Studios. My name is Miss Mona Lisa herself. From myself and my crew, don't forget to subscribe. It's a wrap.